Now, I actually first heard of this information on Mr. Boxing Today's 2 boxing channel. So shout out to him. Go check out his video on this. And that was that basically, according to Eddie Hearn, he's trying to get Alexander Povetkin to fight on the undercard of Joseph Parker versus his man, AJ. And he's trying to get Derek Chisora and David Price as an opponent. Both of these guys are British fighters. Obviously, Povetkin knocking out a British fighter in the United Kingdom in the undercard of an AJ fight being the mandatory, that's gonna, that's a smart promoter move. That's just gonna, make these British fans, because that's gonna be a packed stadium. That's gonna make these British fans and these casual British fans want to see AJ versus Povetkin even more. I don't have a problem with this fight in particular, AJ versus Povetkin. If Eddie Hearn is trying to get AJ versus Povetkin and he's trying to set it up, I have no problem with this fight. I think anyone who's aggressive and who fights Povetkin toe-to-toe is a good fight for him. Like, what's his name? Mr. Boxer Today was saying that he would prefer Derek Chisora because stylistically that's a good match. And I agree. I think David Price would try to be on the move and he'll make it a negative fight. But I think Derek Chisora, he don't care. He'll fight toe-to-toe with anyone. And that would be a barn burner, just stylistically. But I'm definitely would pick Povetkin to be both Derek Chisora and David Price. Derek Chisora, maybe he'll be able to go the distance. But when it comes to Price, he has no chin. But here's my issue with this. Again, I have no problem because obviously, I believe Povetkin is the mandatory for AJ's WBA heavyweight crown title, right? So if AJ wins, then if, let's say, Povetkin is on the undercard and he beats, what's his name, Chisora or Price, then that means, let's say, something happens and, this whole something comes up, Wilder priced himself out, then they're going to put AJ versus Povetkin. Again, I have no problem with this fight. The problem is AJ only fights twice a year. Eddie Hearn said out of his own mouth, my dude AJ, starting from last year, he said this back in, like, I think 2016, early 2017, AJ's gonna only fight twice a year. Last year he fought once in April against Vladimir, then once in October against Carlos Takam. He could have fought in July. He could have fought 3 times, but now they're trying to do it because they're trying to like make him fight twice a year, because all his fights are going to be in big stadiums or something. So if that's the case, if AJ beats and dethrones Parker in March, then he's gonna fight one more time this year, and it's gonna be either against Povetkin or Wilder. We all want to see the Wilder showdown, so that's what's gonna annoy me. If he fights Povetkin next, then we're not gonna see Wilder versus versus Joshua this year, because then because this will be his last fight of the year. Because if he fights Povetkin, they're probably gonna make it for like October, November. If it was up to me, I'll be like, okay, if you want to fight Povetkin, cool. Fight him November. Fight him July. Knock his ass out, and then you could still have the Wilder showdown versus what's his name? AJ in November. Like, what I would do is I'll have Joshua versus Povetkin in November, and I'll have Wilder versus Dillian White on the undercard. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, on the undercard. And then Wilder brutally knocks out Dillian White, and then Joshua brutally knocks out Povetkin, and then you have a big mega showdown, because that's gonna make the fight even bigger with Wilder, Joshua sometime in November. That's what I would do if I'm Eddie Hearn. Again, a lot of things, have to play a part. First of all, Deontay Wilder could turn down the Dillian White offer again. And then all this nonsense where Wilder's ducking Dillian White, we wouldn't know how it is. And then people are going to say, if AJ fights Povetkin instead of Wilder, then people are going to say Joshua is ducking Wilder. So you guys, My only thing is, I don't want, if AJ is only going to fight twice, I don't want him to fight Povetkin next. I want him to fight, because if he does, we're not going to see him fight Wilder until next year. I don't want that. I don't want to wait another year. I don't want, he's supposed to fight, they're supposed to fight this year. Like, again, if AJ didn't have this thing where he only fights twice a year, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't be complaining. But the only reason I'm complaining is because, like I said, Eddie Hearn has AJ fighting twice a year now. That's it. He said it out of his own mouth. 2 times a year, that is it. So like I said, next opponent for AJ has to be Wilder, because if not, we're not going to see him fight Wilder this year. And that's all I have to say, guys. Let me know what you guys think of this video. I'm out.